So, as you guys can see, this is how the game menu now looks. It's a little bit different. You have your game, which you can have your world name, game mode, difficulty, allow cheats, experiments, which is essentially the newest features that you have in Minecraft. Right now, since this is 1.20, we have bundles and update 1.20. Pretty simple. And then you have your world, which world type you can do default, you can do super flat, large biomes, amplified, single biome, but we're just going to use default. And obviously we don't need bonus chest. And then you have your game rules and all that stuff. So very simple. It's like the way it used to be. I don't know. I'm used to the old way, so it'll just be a bit of an adjustment, but overall not too bad on the whole startup. Alright, hello everyone, this is Blank. We are doing another tutorial. This is for the 1.20 update. Obviously, I'm sure you've seen plenty of updates already, but I figured, hey, I did a 1.20 when the bamboo and other blocks came out, so why not do one for this video? Or why not do my own for the newest updates that came out? Plus, we have a lot to go over. There are plenty of new stuff involving deserts, new biomes, new tools, new just blocks in general, plus even a new mob. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get right on into it. And as you can see, we have a brush in our inventory. Yep, we're just going to brush the... I can't really see what I'm doing. Oh, right. So I'm still in, actually, creative mode. Let's just go into survival real quick. I get this creeper away from us. There we go. Yep, so just brushing along. But obviously that doesn't really do us anything. As you can see, we have sand here and something that looks like sand, but it's not really sand. So if we brush against that, something starts popping out. And it is a brick. So, reason why, also you can see that these brushes, they do have durability. So that is something to keep in mind. But if you, basically how this works is, this is called, actually let's just go back into creative mode real quick. This is called a suspicious sand. So suspicious sand, obviously if I place it, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to turn into sand. So suspicious sand is only used when, oh, and yeah, as you can see, we have some more stuff in our inventory, but we'll get to that. We'll get to it later. Do not worry. So, obviously, suspicious sand, you can place it in creative. And, I mean, it's a nice building block. It gives a little bit more depth into not just sand or sandstone, or even cut sandstone. It just adds another little texture. But obviously, if you're gonna do this in some creative world or something, you're not gonna get anything out of it, because the way it seems to work is that suspicious sand has to be world generated to actually provide a drop. And additionally, it depends on, so you can do it, as you saw on the first one, we did it from the top. Something came from the top. If we do it on the side, something comes out from the side. And it is one of the new things, a pottery shard. So this is arms up one. There are 4 different pottery shards in total, and you can combine them along with bricks to create a pottery thing. I think it's just like a pot, but it's not. But we already have pots. Don't worry, we'll see in a bit. All the technical stuff will all come into play a little bit later on. But obviously, as you see, we have the suspicious sand. It seems like mostly they are located within wells or desert temples. I was looking for a desert temple, could not find one. This desert that we have right here, I mean, I can just go around. Like, you have a small little desert area here. Then you hop over to this island, which is a big area over here. And it's like, yeah, watch. I'm gonna find it like right now. It's gonna be like. Also, I have been seeing like some world generation from some people is like they've been finding temples like deep underneath. So maybe that's just an update that we will be seeing within the 1.20 is that all origin like the desert temples will be spawning in at lower depths. Who knows? Um, or it's just a little. It's like a little bit of a bug that they, for some reason, the coding is a little bit wonky. Who knows? We won't speculate. We'll just have to see once 1.20 is finally released. But that being said, let's get a crafting table out real quick so we can obviously look at all this pottery stuff. So if we do this, and I need, let's just get all these pottery things out. And I think the way to look up is shards. So here we have the archer one, the prize one, our arms up one, and a skull one. And if we put this down, we can do, well, also let's get some bricks out. There we go. Perfect. So we can do this, and it gets us a decorated pot. So let's just do it all for all of them separately. Pretty straightforward. And then if we look, we have all 4 designs. Very nice. And if you want, you can also put, like, if you want to put all 4 designs in one pot, you are able to do that. Or you could do something like so you can stack them. Also very interesting because obviously this gives us like building areas. So if I want to do like this, now it's just a little interesting area. And then if I do something like, let's grab a lava bucket. Yes, we're going to get all the advancements. But, oops, I didn't mean to do that. But now we have a light source, and it just adds a little bit of interesting. Do not hop. Just adds a little something to one space. You can obviously use it in a base. Wouldn't have to worry as long as, you know, this isn't wood or that's not wood. But we're not gonna digress from that. That's what we had on hand. Or I could just replace it and be like, all right, here's. There we go. Very interesting. Obviously, it just adds a little bit of a customization to one's build or just a decoration block, but could be used in very different ways. Let's grab a water bucket, for example. So, let's do. Let's do some soul sand. And I think you guys can tell where we're going with this. Let's do. So, if we go right here, we have an elevator. It's very nice, very handy. Obviously, it just gives us a little bit of a different kind of thing. Because originally we could do honey blocks, but now we have these pots or decorated pots that we can use as elevators. Very handy.
Obviously, if you want to just use the honey block to go down, more than welcome to do that. Not saying you can't, just saying this could be a little bit of an easier way to get up. But it's all up to someone's perspective on how you want to use it. Also, it's turning nighttime. I don't want it to be nighttime. It's turning daytime. There we go. But yeah, obviously that kind of really does it for everything that's in the. I mean, for the time being, it kind of just does everything for what is in the desert biome. There is something more that we will talk about in a little bit, but for now, let's go over to one of the new biomes. I'm sure you saw some of the little hints that were in my inventory about the new cherry blossom biome.
Okay, so as you guys can see, we are in a cherry blossom biome. It's a very new biome. It's quite interesting. I'm guessing you're wondering, why is there a bunch of moss? Moss doesn't usually spawn here. I just think it looks a lot better with moss than grass blocks. Um, Obviously, if you think grass blocks are better, then I mean, you're totally welcome to that. But I think with the cherry blossoms, especially with the uh, little dust that comes off of it, the cherry blossoms just falling down essentially. I think it actually goes quite well, especially if we let's bring this up. If we add the spore blossom, it makes actually a nice little palette, the green and the pink together. Very nice, very interesting. Because obviously the spore blossom, it's not as frequent as the blossoms from the cherry blossom tree, but it does give a little bit of more ambience to the environment. So, because obviously you have both green and pink on the blossom or the cherry leaves, I should say, but the only the pink falls. So if you put the spore blossom on, I keep forgetting the name of this. If you put the spore blossom on the tree, like underneath it or something, I think it just makes it a little bit more interesting area because then it looks like both the leaves and the cherry blossoms are falling. Especially if you look at cherry blossoms, you can see that they're a little bit raised up as if they are landing right on top of the grass, or as if there are actual grass blades, I guess, or blades of grass, however you say grass. Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. But if you do not, well, there you go. Oops, forgot this. There we go. So here are the blocks that come with cherry blossoms. We have two new boats. So as you saw from my previous 1.20, we had bamboo. It's turning nighttime. Time set day. There we go. So we had the bamboo boats. Obviously, well, actually, they're called rafts, not boats. These are actually called boats. So two new updates. Then we have the cherry sign. We have a hanging sign. We have a cherry fence gate. Very standard. Obviously, the hanging sign is a little bit darker wood than the just the regular sign. I don't really know if it means like it's been aged longer. I don't think there's really a. There we go. I don't really know like, why it's a little bit darker, but it just is. Then we have our door, very standard. Very interesting design. Looks like there's the cherry blossoms that fell onto the ground. So nice little design there. The planks, fairly standard. Same with the block cherry leaves. Saw this earlier. Honestly, the tree, the cherry sapling, very nice. Like compared to most other saplings within Minecraft, it looks probably the most visually appealing. Because obviously we have six other technical saplings, so to speak. Because you have like the warped and the crimson are technically from a mushroom; they're not actually from a tree, so or from a sapling. While this would make the seventh tree to be added to Minecraft. Lucky number seven. But anyways,
that being said, we go to the cherry logs. Fairly simple. Building blocks and oh, interesting. But yeah, fairly simple. Same with the fence. Nothing crazy. The slab, stair, pretty much just like the planks. Same with the pressure plate, the trapdoor. Uh, New design, but always it's not like anything crazy. It's not like a really cool design. It's just very simplistic. But yeah, that's about it. Button. It's a button. The stripped cherry log, the stripped cherry wood, and then the cherry wood. All very interesting, but I think moss looks actually very well. Like I said, obviously, if you were to live in this biome, uh, you can always do the grass, but I think moss is probably the way to go. Looks a little bit different, but also a lot more appealing. And then also, I would definitely recommend doing the spore blossom. It just gives that tiny little bit of ambience to the environment that actually goes very well. Because honestly, if you look at it, it's like, oh, okay, there's leaves falling along with the cherry blossoms. And you wouldn't think anything of it. You'd think that would be natural. But yeah. But yeah, other than that, let's start working on. I'll make a little house before we start working on any, or, well, I say working before I start showing you the final update. It's not the newest update. I really did kind of miss it. I was like, all right, what's I know this exists. I just kind of put it off for this update, basically, because I was like, all right, I want to do something really big. I want a huge update where I can cover a bunch of different things. And go and behold, we have this massive update with the biomes, with the archaeology, and with the new mob, and then obviously with the thing that we'll talk about in just a second. But first, let's make a small house, and I'll catch up with you once that's done. All right, everyone. So we finally got this build done. It took a little bit longer than I thought, but honestly, it was just kind of finessing on some of the finer details. It wasn't too bad. I thought I was going to use some amethyst in it, but I decided not to at the very end. Didn't really look as well as some of. Actually, now I see mistake I made. I'm like, oh, I got it done. Nope, I missed something. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little bit better. Okay. I saw it, I was like, that doesn't look right. Alright, but yeah, so we finally got this done. I thought it turned out decent. Like, we have our little lamps. The blue actually kind of contrasts the pink a little bit. I made sure to make it all pink, pretty much, because hey, it's new blocks. Gotta use all the blocks we can. So if we go around, nice little area, nothing crazy big. Obviously, use some like tinted glass to make like a window, but honestly, not too bad. If we go right inside, I guess it didn't count for that. Oh well. But anyways, nice little area. Got a nice little table. That yeah. So we got like legs on both sides, half slabs in the middle, pressure plates on top. We got all our a smoker, a furnace, and a blast furnace, shelving, all that stuff. We even got a little fridge. It's not actually a fridge, don't question. But and we got a nice fireplace. Honestly, the fireplace turned out pretty nicely. I could have put like a painting there, but I didn't. But yeah, obviously, I'm not huge on being a builder, but I do enjoy making some small stuff like this. So if you honestly, if you guys like seeing this, let me know. I could always create some builds in the future, especially as like a video or a tutorial or something. But yeah, let me know. But that being said, let's go on over to. I guess probably we'll do the last two things together since it kind of goes, well, it doesn't really go hand in hand, but I mean, one thing doesn't really take a lot of space, and the other, well, we already have that in our inventory, so let's get on and go. All right, so here is probably the second to last thing that we will cover today. It involves the smithing templates. Obviously, these have probably seen plenty of videos on these already, but there we go. Anyways, there's the cherry blossoms. We're just down here, but anyways, need some room to actually work. So we have these smithing templates essentially, and obviously, if you haven't seen them, hey, guess what? We can show you, but there's basically, before we even start working on the templates, here's the thing. You can actually make more of these, and the way to make more of them is you need 7 diamonds in a U shape, so upside down pants. Then you need the smithing template on top, and then whatever the biome specific block would be. So for the smithing template netherite upgrade, you would need a netherrack, and you get 2 of them. Now, obviously, there are 12 different types. You have a spire armor, a vex armor, a sentry armor, a wild armor, a tide armor, rib armor, snout armor, eye armor, coast armor, ward armor, dune armor, and last but not least, the netherite upgrade, or the netherite armor. I don't know why this one says netherite upgrade versus, like, trim, but you know what? Not gonna really specify. Like, maybe this one. Anyways, not here nor there. So, obviously, as you can see, there's actually upgrade to the smithing table. You have this, and then you can see that now you can put anything. You can even put a tool in there. But so let's grab the netherite sword, and then we can just do this, then this. Well, technically, you're supposed to be able to do that since it says, hey, you can use pickaxe, sword, axe. Maybe that just hasn't been implemented yet. If it will be, that would actually be kind of awesome, but we haven't gotten there yet. So maybe that's down the line before the 1.20 is officially out. That being said, that's a chest. But, yep, so let's do a leather chest plate. But wait, why is it not working? That doesn't make sense. Well, reason is, I don't know. So technically, there are 11, but there's the smithing template. Why is it different? I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. I haven't gone into it. I am basically just going off of the information I've seen from other videos and the small information of what I know from like Minecraft 2022 live. So all this information that I have, I don't have all the answers, but I have a lot of the answers. And why is there a smithing template or just another right upgrade versus like why is it called netherite upgrade? So if I do this, and then actually let's do this. Let's just get a pickaxe. If I do this, and I do this, does that mean? Oh, okay. So there we go. So that's the reason. So you have 11 armor ones, and one specifically for tools. Well, that makes that process 10 times harder than it already is. But I guess it's hard work for the reward. Plus, you can always duplicate it, because as you saw, it's just netherrack and then 7 diamonds. So once you find one, you just gotta find a bunch of diamonds, and netherrack is fairly easy to come by. Kind of simple. But anyways, let's just start, do we want, yeah, let's do this one first. Let's do this, and then that. the biggest flex in the game. Putting a diamond trim on a leather hat. Well, I mean, the biggest one would be netherite, but that's not terrible. That being said, I don't know if coal works. I don't think coal works. I don't think it's supposed to work, but let's try it anyways. Yeah, see. Well, yes, coal does not work, but it looks like. So ingots, powder. I wonder if glowstone works then. Let's look for glowstone. And then, so as you can see right there, I wonder if that's supposed to be diamonds, but, it's interesting because obviously you can see the ones that are going through that are cycling for materials. One looks like it could be, oh, maybe it's supposed to be redstone. That would make sense. Let's try that. Yep, it's redstone. And let's do something else. Let's try copper. And for the boots, let's do amethyst. We actually need one. And now we are fully decked out. Honestly, it looks pretty good. But last but not least, we have the sniffer. So obviously they added the sniffer into the biome or into the 1.20 update. You can't breed them yet. So obviously, and the way to breed them would be with these torch frogs. Right now they haven't implemented that mechanic yet. So all we can really do is just spawn them, and to get a baby one, we would actually click on the parent. So basically, if I do this and then this, those two big ones, but if you go on click again, you get a baby. I mean, it's a little fun thing, especially for just going into creative and just kind of seeing how they act. And then, oh, is this one gonna find one? Oh, it's laying down. And it will bring out the torch flower seeds. It's very cute. I will admit these guys are actually very funny. Especially when they find something, they'll just lay down, start digging. Plus their snouts. But yeah, and then you have these torch flower seeds, which if we got, let's see, fertilized, farmland. There we go. Just plant them like normal. Get some bone meal. Obviously they grow normally, but and then there we are. And then once you have said torch flower, it actually can go anywhere. So that being said, I know probably some people are going to ask, can they light up because it says torch flower? Not yet. Does that mean they won't by the time 1.20 comes out? We don't know. Don't know for sure, but for the time being, they do not light up when placed. But also, I think the torch flowers, yeah, obviously I'm right-clicking. You can't actually use it yet, but I mean, hopefully this does light up because that would add a new little way to light up your base or just the surrounding area. These guys are kind of funny just to watch. It's like a dog, but with 6 legs and It's like floppy ears, big nose. I don't know. Very funny. But yeah, honestly, hope you guys like the video. I know it might be a little bit different than a lot of usual stuff. I do enjoy doing like these kind of tutorials where it's just all the new updates and just finding out like what's new, what's interesting. Could I go and mess around in this and try to crash the game? Oh, I definitely could. But I mean, for this video, at the very least, I got done almost everything I wanted to do. I could have done all the armor stands, but that, I'll be honest, that would have taken a very long time. And I mean, why not just do that in a different video? But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you are new. I always appreciate it. And we will see you all later. All right. See you, everyone. What are you doing?